after more than a year, it's time to get back into YouTube. It has been a long year, a lot of stuff's going on. I'll fill you in on that. But first things first, we have to fix this. I mean, that's just embarrassing. Y'all, this is an art channel. I can't in good conscience have a blank white wall behind me, so we're gonna fill it with art, and wouldn't you know it, I've got some art just for that space. I've had this project in mind for a couple months now, and I'm super excited to finally have some time to put it on the wall. So, all we gotta do is shift all this stuff out of the way, throw some tape on the wall, slap a tarp down, and we can get to work. All right, so immediate first impression, this thing is a lot bigger with everything out of the way. It's a little intimidating for sure. So we'll see how this goes. Should be fun. All right, first things first, I just want to get some paint on the wall. This white wall is staring directly into my soul. Plus the background of this thing is just gonna be a bunch of trees, so it'll help to have a solid backdrop to paint it. I'm trying to get a little gradient going while doing this, so starting dark at the top and introducing a little bit more blue as I move down the wall. The little roller gives me a bit more control to smooth out the blending, plus it has the added benefit of looking absolutely ridiculous. So I really only need to bring this gradient down about halfway before the foreground elements are gonna start covering it up entirely. So now that that's done, I'm gonna break out the projector and start transferring the art onto it. And since I can only get the projector so far back from the wall, I've got to do this in 4 sections to get the full picture. With all the line work transferred, it's time to start painting all those trees I told you about, and well, there's a lot of them. I wanted to try to layer in some fog to add some depth through the forest. To try to get that look, I just brushed a bit of watered down white and wiped it off right away. It's not the perfect look, but that doesn't really matter because it's gonna be covered by, you guessed it, more trees. With the background just about done, it's time to finally add in some paint to the forest floor because, well, there's certainly enough on my office floor at this point, so it's only fair. I'm gonna break out the little roller yet again to get this fill color down. The color variation in this foreground is a bit more noticeable, so I'm mixing up a couple different values of this blue and just roughly blending them all together as I go. Then I'm coming back through with a brush at the end to add in a bit more texture. Now with wall full of paint, it's time to start getting into all the detail work, so it feels like a pretty good time to tell you what's been going on with me since that last YouTube video dropped nearly 2 years ago. That can't be right, can it? Hold on. Yep. May 5th, 2021. Damn. But hey, would you look at that? Guess I learned how to Google. Cool. Anywho's, a week after that video dropped, on May 14th, 2021, my spleen ruptured. It was a whole deal. Emergency surgery, ICU for a couple days, in and out of the hospital for a little bit after. It's all good now, but suffice it to say, I was not feeling my artiest. It took until late July until I even felt like drawing again. And even though I wanted to get back into doing videos, I really wasn't up to doing the whole task of a YouTube video. Enter TikTok. I decided to finally give that shorter format a shot, and it was actually pretty fun. After a few videos, I was making 2 or 3 a week. I wanted to come back, honestly. I missed this. It's lovely. But between work and all the little projects, the time just wasn't there. Until recently, I really started missing those big projects a little bit more. I missed finding time for realism drawings here and there, and I wanted to do bigger and better pieces with the ink pens that have now become kind of my signature style. And I really still wanted to try my hand at murals. I just needed more time than I had, and I started thinking about stepping away from work to see if I could make art a full-time thing. And that's the story of this mural. It's about making the journey and finding the courage to take the leap. Luckily, I have 3 little adventurers from an older piece who are just perfect for this trip. I used these guys in a previous piece to represent my art journey, and they've shown up more than a few times in pieces since. Despite all that, I still have not given them names, so now seems as good a time as any. First off, we've got our frog, and when we first saw this guy, he was just sitting quietly by himself. He represents the past, or just where I've been. He moves a little slower and collects things along the way, but he's the start, the genesis, if you will. So his name's gonna be Gene. I think that fits. There's also some Latin derivatives of Gene or Genero that talk about the beginning of something, or where we've come from. Up next, we have the star of the show. The rabbit is the present. He's always right on pace with where I am, and ultimately is just the symbol of the journey itself. I struggled the most to settle on a name for this guy, but I think we're gonna go with Odie. I went back and forth on what literary journey to use for him, and I figured let's just go with the main one. So Odysseus, Odie, you get it. And last but certainly not least, we have the little mouse, the future, always running up ahead and eager to keep moving. This little guy has a lot coming his way, but I don't know quite what it'll be yet. Mythology created the Fates as a personification of destiny, and they were known as the Moirai in Greek. So from Moirai, we're going to go to Moriarty. I think pretty close, and kind of a cool name for this little squeaker. So there we have it. We have Gene, Odie, and Moriarty as our 3 adventurers here. Cool. That was a long time coming. So definitely good to finally slap some name tags on these little guys. But back to the scene. I said that this is about the journey to get away from work. And as I'm putting the final touches on this guy, you'll see that our noble adventurers are heading towards a junction of sorts. You see, way back they wandered onto a path. A steep hill, sure, but nothing out of the ordinary in the forest. Only now they find themselves on the back of a wolf with a decision to make. To stop moving and play it safe on the back of wherever that wolf might take them, or to risk the jump and go their own way. You see, I spent a lot of my time working on my degree at NC State, home of the wolf pack. Get it? It's pretty good, right? And so it has been a big decision for me to walk away from all that, but I think at the end of the day, I just need to give it a fair shot. So we're gonna jump, and I think it's gonna be fun. Anyways, enjoy these final shots. All right, y'all, that is gonna do it for this one. I hope you guys liked it. I'm absolutely thrilled with how this thing turned out. Super stoked to have it as a backdrop for future videos. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe, stick around, and I will see y'all in the next one.